All right, beautiful. Thank you for joining me for a restorative yoga class. Once a month, I teach a yoga class where we also do optional journaling at the end. So we will do 60 minutes of gentle floor-based yoga, followed by an optional 15-minute journaling session. There's no prior yoga or journaling experience that's necessary to take this class. All you need is a yoga mat or a carpeted area. And for yoga class, you will want a couple pillows of different sizes and either a yoga strap, a belt, or just a long blanket that you can loop around your foot at one point. So no fancy yoga props, but just some pillows and a big blanket or a belt or a strap. Okay, so we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. You can sit crisscross applesauce or in Sukhasana with one foot crossed in front of the other. You can take a moment, kind of rock back and forth side to side, and then sit up nice and tall. This class is all about our transition into autumn, into a new season. And one of the cool things in Ayurvedic medicine is that there's actually a term for this kind of awkward in-between period that we're in right now in Ayurvedic medicine. It's called Ritu Sandhi, or like conjoining of seasons. So there's actually time built into that culture in which you're not quite in summer, but you're also not quite in fall yet. So we'll honor that kind of that in-between period that many of us might find ourselves in right now, both, in what we're wearing and what we're eating and how we're feeling, and also maybe on a more like emotional or spiritual level as well. So we're going to actually start with a self-soothing technique that's called self-havening, and it's really wonderful, I think, especially as we transition to maybe like darker and colder days. So a really nice way anytime you're feeling a little bit sad or lonely to kind of self-soothe yourself. And the idea is basically you're going to like pet yourself and hug yourself. And a fun fact, when you hug yourself, your body does not know the difference between you hugging yourself and someone else hugging yourself. Just giving yourself a nice squeeze helps to release serotonin from the body, right? So that's kind of the philosophy behind self-havening. So you're going to start sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take your fingertips just above your eyebrows, and you're just gently going to very gently start to like rub or almost like pet the outer eyebrows down through the temples. And it's meant to be really soft, right? Really gentle. Now you're going to do the under eye area, sweeping out. Feels a little bit like I'm giving a makeup tutorial. The idea is just very gentle. You're not like pushing into your under eye area, just very gentle sweeping. You can do the sides of your face down to your chin. Very gentle and loving towards yourself. Now take your arms, crossing them, and rub down your shoulders to the elbows. Especially in a world where a lot of us are not, touching very many people, or we're only touching like the same members of our family or whatever that is. It's nice just to be able to give yourself a little love. And then you're going to take forearm to forearm and rub like so from the elbows through the palms. Self-havening is a technique that's been really kind of like pushed forward in the last 20 or 30 years. It's used a lot with survivors of complex trauma, PTSD. And again, the idea is your body doesn't really know the difference between you doing this to yourself versus someone else doing it. In fact, often we feel much safer when we're doing this to ourselves versus someone else, right? And last but not least, you're just gonna give yourself a big hug. Good. Okay, bring your arms down by your side. Take an inhale through your nose, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And on your exhale, tilt your right ear towards right shoulder, stretching left side neck. And it's worth noting that I'm not mirroring you, so it might look like I'm moving my head to the left when in fact I'm moving my head to the right. You are welcome to follow my words or my body movements either way. Just know that I will do the right side of postures first, unless I forget, which sometimes happens. As you're ready, roll your head down, chin to chest, and just let your head hang heavy Without hunching or rounding forward, lift the chest, drop the shoulders, relax the jaw, look down the center line of your body. Good, and then as you're ready, bring your left ear towards left shoulder, stretching the right side neck. Drop the right shoulder down. Notice if you're leaning to one side, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones, so it's just the neck moving at the beginning of class. Good, slowly roll your head down, chin to chest. And then roll your head up, lift your nose, lift your chin, look up and back. Let your head relax. Keep your eyes open, mouth closed. Good, and then slowly come back to center. Inhale, breath in, stretch up. Exhale, just move your chin over your right shoulder, look for the wall behind you. So now we're twisting the neck spine without moving the whole body, right? We'll get to that in a minute, but for now, just the head moving. Good, slowly come back to center. On the breath in, lengthen up. And on the breath out, look over your left shoulder. Chin to shoulder, look back, breathe. Good, and then slowly come back in, looking straight ahead. Keep your left leg bent, take your right leg out. The more you bring the right leg out, the more you'll feel an inner thigh stretch. From here, you can place your right hand outside of your right thigh and reach your left arm long overhead. Lengthen through the left arm, drop the shoulder down, bring the right rib cage a little forward, look straight ahead, breathe. Good, slowly come up, place your left hand outside of left hip, kick your left leg out, right leg in, and take your right arm long overhead. Notice if you're leaning way to the left, try to keep your right sit bone down, maybe even right knee down. Lengthen through the right arm, drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Good, slowly come up, keep your left leg out. Now bring your right leg out, flex your toes back gently. Walk your hips back a little bit. Place your hands on the floor in front of you, fold forward. You can have your back flat, right? You stick your butt out a little bit, you lift your chest and drop your shoulders, or maybe you round down for a moment, just feeling your hands on the ground, your sit bones on the ground, just waking up the body at the beginning of class, moving in a way that feels pleasant to you. Restorative yoga is really, to me at least, more about the like mental, emotional, spiritual benefits of yoga than like getting the deepest stretch, right? So a little bit goes a long way. Good, slowly walk your hands in, roll yourself up. Now bring your knees, feet together. Inhale your arms over your head. And as you exhale, fold forward. Once again, you can keep your back nice and long, or you can fold and let your head drop. Reconnect to your breath, in and out through the nose. Good, slowly walk your hands back in. You're gonna bend your knees, sit crisscross applesauce. Take an inhale through your nose, sweep your arms up overhead. Palms together, exhale through your nose, pull your hands through heart center like you're saying a little prayer. Good, again, inhale, sweep your arms up and out, big expansive gesture. Exhale, pull hands through heart center, slowly with intention. Good, inhale, reach your right arms up. And on the exhale this time, take left hand to right knee and right hand close behind you like a second spine. On the breath in, lengthen. And on the breath out, look over your right shoulder twist. So sometimes in these in-between periods, these seasonal transitions, especially as we change what we eat seasonally, right? You might find that your digestion is off. Spine twists are good for digestion. So we're gonna do several spine twists today. On the breath in, stretch up. And on the breath out, look back, twist. Good, slowly, carefully unwind, coming back to center. Do those shoulder motions again on the breath in, arms up. And on the breath out, slowly, intentionally pull hands to your heart center in a way that feels good to you. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Exhale, pulling hands to heart center, shoulders down. On the breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. And on the breath out, take right hand to left knee, left hand close behind you. Notice if you're leaning to the left, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones, big stretch up. And then slowly look back, twist. Good. Take your time, slowly unwind, coming back to center. We're going to come onto all fours. Place your hands about shoulder width distance. Take a moment here, getting wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. So you're making a tabletop with your spine. We're going to do some cat-cows here. Inhale to your nose. And on the exhale, pull your abdomen in around your spine, drop your head. Push the floor away from you. On your next inhale, drop your abdomen down, move your tailbone up, press your chest forward, look up and back, roll the shoulders back and down, cow pose. Exhale into your cat pose, tuck the tailbone under, spread the shoulders apart, drop your head, round your spine. Inhale back into your cow pose, press the abdomen down, shine the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders together, move your hips up, looking up. Last round, cat pose, like a angry cat that you see carved into a pumpkin on Halloween. Back into your cow pose, pressing the abdomen down, lifting the heart up. Good, and then come back into a neutral position for thread the needle. We're gonna move a couple times here. So keep your left hand on the floor. On your breath in, reach your right arm up, look up. And then on your breath out, simply place your right hand back down on the floor. Let's do that again. On the breath in, reach your right arm up, look up. And on the breath out, slowly return your right hand to the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up, nice side stretch. This time, exhale, thread the needle, take your right hand through left arm, right shoulder to floor, right ear on the floor, hips over knees. You can keep your left hand on the floor for support. You can also reach your left arm up and drape it behind you, catching your right thigh with your left hand. This is a nice shoulder deltoid stretch. It's a gentle chest opener, spine twist. It can also be a little bit intense on the shoulder, especially if you just had like a flu shot or a booster shot. So if thread the needle does not feel good for you, you have an alternative sitting back on your hips. You're going to take your right arm out to the right, swipe the hand across the body, bend the left arm up, forearm to forearm, pull back. So you get that same shoulder stretch without putting weight or pressure on the shoulder. If you're in thread the needle and you have your left hand draped behind you, put your left arm up, place your left hand on the floor close to your face, and everybody together, unthread the needle, push your left hand into the floor, reach your right arm up, look up, and then place your right hand down. Take a breath here. Press your knuckles into the floor. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your left arm up, look up. Exhale, slowly place your left hand back down on the floor, really feeling grounded and rooted through your hands and knees, almost like a tree. Inhale, reach your left arm up, look up. Exhale, slowly look down, placing left hand back on the floor, feeling firmly rooted. On the breath in, reach up, look up. And on the breath out, thread the needle, take left forearm, left arm through right arm. You can keep your right hand on the floor. You can also reach your right arm up, drape it behind you, maybe touch your left thigh with your right hand. And again, if thread the needle does not feel good for you today, you can simply sit back on your feet, take your left arm out, cross the side body, bend the right arm, forearm to forearm, pull back, breathe. If you're in thread the needle with your right hand draped behind you, reach your right arm up, Place it on the floor, and everybody together, unthread the needle, reach your left arm up. Place your left hand back down. Good. From here, you're going to turn, lie on your back for puddle pose or Savasana. Okay, so lying down on your back, arms and legs down by your side. Take a breath here. In Ayurvedic medicine, different seasons have different qualities to them. So the fall season is attributed to Vata, which is windy, like a wind season, which makes sense, right? Because there's wind in fall. But a lot of times, right, this is a time, even when we're firmly in the fall season, where it still feels like a lot is changing, right? Like leaves are falling, colors are changing. Our clothing obviously changes a lot during the fall season. Light changes, all of that stuff. And so for the rest of class, we're going to do really long held, slow, relaxing postures so that you can feel a little bit anchored and still and tethered in a time that can often feel a little bit untethered and full of motion. As a reminder, in restorative yoga, it's not about getting the deepest stretch to the body. It's really just about relaxing, right? You carved out this time for yourself, which is such a gift. And you're just going to give yourself the gift of compassion, of grace. And you don't need to have the biggest stretch in any of these postures. You just want to gently move your body and really feel grounded in your body, grounded into the floor. If there's anything in your life in particular that you would like restored, maybe a sense of joy or creativity or peace or calm, whatever is speaking to you, you can take a moment here and just note that. Maybe return to it through the rest of our class. Okay, as you're ready, you're going to bend your legs, feet on the floor, roll off to one side, press yourself up, there's no rush. You're going to want a couple different size pillows for the next posture or postures. So you're going to sit facing forward. So if I'm facing you, my right hip is to the pillows. You can choose either side, but I'm going to talk about it from the right side first. So place one or two big pillows close to your right hip, and then another small pillow or blanket behind that for your head. From here, you're going to bend your legs, so feet are on the floor. Gently start to bring your feet back, knees stacking one on top of the other. And from here, you can start to come down onto your side. You can have your right arm forward. Sometimes I like to place a little space between big pillow and little pillow so the shoulders lock. And then if you'd like, you can have your left arm long overhead, or you can have your left arm down in any way that feels good to you. Having the left arm overhead will stretch the shoulder a little bit more. The idea here is we're just gently stretching through the left side body, gently compressing the right side body. And again, it's meant to be restorative, relaxing. You're welcome to close your eyes in this class, right? If you fall asleep, that's okay too. It can be easy to say that we prioritize things like rest, but unless we pencil them in, that often gets pushed to the side, right? So yoga, especially restorative yoga, is a wonderful time that you've already made, penciled in. It's a wonderful time just to give yourself that rest and relaxation as you breathe through your nose. Notice what parts of your body are touching the ground. Just allow yourself to feel really supported from the side. Let your muscles relax just a little deeper. Your left arm is overhead. Slowly slide it to the left, close to your face. If your right arm is out to the right, almost like how we did thread the needle, you're going to press your left palm into the floor. Slowly take that right arm and now start to turn towards your mat, towards your pillows. So keep the right hip down. You're going to start to bring your chest down towards the floor. From here, you can cactus your arms and look to one side or let your head drop if that feels good. Now we're taking this into just a slight spine twist, abdominal wall twist. And you might notice now that maybe different parts of your body are touching the ground. Let yourself feel supported there. As you're ready, you're going to place your hands close to your shoulders. Gently lift your head, look forward if it was twisted. Slowly press yourself up. Good. Can remove those pillows and blankets. Turn around. Lie on your back for puddle pose or Savasana. Lying on your back with your legs straight does not feel good to your lower back. You can bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor and your knees rest together. You can also place a small pillow or blanket underneath your lower back for support. So when we were in those restorative yoga postures, right, we're really grounding ourselves. Stretch the left side body and then you twisted the spine and abdominal wall ever so slightly. So now you're just lying on your back, allowing everything to realign and reset. This is sometimes called a rebound in between the postures. At the beginning of class, I mentioned grabbing either a yoga strap, a belt, or a big towel or blanket. You can do that now if you don't have one handy already. So I have a big blanket. You're gonna bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor. Again, you can do this with some sort of a strap or a belt or a towel. You're gonna kick your right foot off the floor so your right leg is long, pointing towards the ceiling. Hook your whatever your belt strap blanket is over your foot. You can keep your left knee bent or keep it long on the floor, and then just pull down. So keeping the elbows and shoulders on the floor ideally, right? And I could tell you to bring your foot as close to your head as possible, right? Getting an even deeper hamstring stretch. But instead, I'm just going to encourage you to really let your shoulders and sit bones sink into the floor. And rather than pulling your leg towards your abdomen as much as possible, see if you can just relax your leg here, right? So really using the straps so that there's no tension in the leg. As we transition seasons, you might also find, right, that you're like transitioning footwear, maybe going from sandals to boots or stuff like that. This is a really great way to like very gently flex the foot and stretch the Achilles, calf, and hamstring, which sometimes don't get as much motion when you're in super laced up tight boots, right? This is a very gentle way just to gently stretch that part of the body. From here, if you have your right foot kicked up like I do, you're going to place both sides of your blanket pillow strap in your left hand. Take your right arm out to the right, palm faces up, and then start to roll to the left so that your right hip stacks on top of your left hip. Try to keep the right shoulder on the floor. So this is another spine twist, right? Again, good for digestion. And with that right leg long, you also get a really great side stretch, a nice IT band stretch to the outer right thigh. In some versions of this twist, right, you would catch your foot with your hand, which depending on your body proportions and flexibility can be really intense or like just simply not possible. So having some sort of a strap here essentially makes your arm or your leg longer, right? So you don't have to connect the hand to the foot, but you still get that nice stretch. If you'd like, you can look over your right shoulder, deepening the neck stretch as well. Rather than forcing or fighting your way into the posture, see if you can just relax. Good, okay, if you're looking over your right shoulder, gently roll your head back to center. And grab your strap with both hands for extra support. And then slowly pull your right elbow down towards the floor, right shoulder, right sit bone on the floor. So now you're on your back, you can bend that left leg again. Take the strap off of the foot. Slowly bend your right foot on the floor, right leg on the floor. And then as you're ready, you can keep your knees bent, feet on the floor, or bring your arms down, legs down, breathe. As you're ready, bend your legs if they're not already and roll off to one side, maybe the side you haven't rolled off to yet. Gently place your hands on the floor, press yourself up. And grab those pillows again. So I'm going to do the left side here, sitting facing you with one pillow to the left of my left hip, and then maybe a smaller pillow or blanket for your head. Okay. From here, you're going to bend your knees, start to bring your left hip, left knee down to the floor. Then you can place your left shoulder, left arm on the floor, palm facing up. And then if it feels good, take your right arm overhead for a side stretch. Hold and breathe here. Maybe come back to that thing that you were thinking about, that you wanted restored in your life. It's a nice opportunity just to return to that. And whether it was gentleness or creativity or spontaneity, whatever it was, just returning to that here. Relaxing just a little deeper into the posture. Really allowed yourself to be held. Your right arm is overhead. Slowly slide your right hand close to your face, pressing the right hand down. And again, sort of like thread the needle, push the right hand down, gently take the left arm up. And then as you're ready, you're going to turn down towards the floor, bringing the chest and abdomen down, cactus the arms, and you can have your head down or look to one side. Always take a moment to readjust your pillows. And make your way back into this gentleness, this breath. Really feel your palms on the floor. Just notice how supported you are. There's so many challenges around. How strong can you get? How many muscles can you contract at once? This is its own sort of challenge. How soft can you be, right? How many muscles can you relax?
If you're ready, you're going to slowly walk your hands in under your shoulders. Press your hands into the floor, push yourself up. Make your way onto your back. No rush. Picture your spine getting a little longer as you relax onto the floor. Let the floor hold you up. And go ahead and grab that strap or blanket again. Bend your legs. Lengthen your left leg up towards the ceiling. Loop your prop, whatever it is, around your left foot. You can keep the right knee bent or have it long. Take a moment, maybe roll out, try to keep the shoulders and sit bones down. And then just hold and breathe. And this side might feel different from the other side, right? Maybe you need to make your towel or strap a little longer or a little tighter. And then just really trust that, that your strap is there to support you. And see if you can just let go of that left leg, which is not easy for me, but just see if you can let go. From here, if you have your left leg kicked up, you're going to place both sides of your strap in your right hand. You can take your left arm out to the left, palm faces up. And as you're ready, start to roll to the right. Try to keep the left shoulder down. You can keep the back of your head on the floor or on the side, look over your left shoulder. You're also welcome to place pillows underneath your left knee or foot. If it feels really like lifted in the air or just like uncomfortable. And from here, just see if you can relax and be still. You're looking over your left shoulder. Gently roll your head back to center. And slowly place both hands onto your strap. And as you're ready, bring the left elbow back down to the floor, left hip back down to the floor. And bend your right knee, right foot on the floor. Slowly remove your loop, place your left foot on the floor. And as you're ready, make your way back into your Savasana or rebound position. Okay, bend your legs, feet on the floor, roll off to one side. Make your way back into a seated position. You're gonna grab some pillows for a back bend. The idea here, you can place 1 or 2 pillows underneath your middle back and then 1 under your head. So you're gonna sit facing away from your pillows. The idea is you're gonna open through the chest and heart, but you don't want your head to hang all the way off, right? So you want at least 1 pillow for behind the back of your head. And keep in mind that you can play around with how many pillows or blankets you want to add. So you don't need to like get it right the first time. Okay, facing away from your pillows, you're gonna slowly roll onto your back. If you feel like you have too many pillows under your lower back, middle back, or not enough, right? Then add and subtract. So like, I'm going to grab this convenient pillow here. I'll place another one. I think another one under my head. There we go. Okay. From here, you can keep your knees bent. You can have them long, or if you'd like a hip opener, you can open the knees out to the side. You can also place blankets or pillows underneath your knees, or if you'd like, you can place a blanket over your body. So again, I really love in Ayurvedic medicine and then in traditional Chinese medicine as well, that there's a big acknowledgement and naming of this like in between season, which to the best of my knowledge does not exist in English, but I could be wrong, or in our culture, right? It's like all of a sudden Wednesday happened and we're like, okay, now it's fall, but clearly at least in DC, it's not quite fall yet, right? It's definitely, okay, it's not 90 degrees anymore, but it's also not 60 degrees. And this is that time of year where inevitably, right, you have the one day where you overdress and then you're overheated. And then there's that first time where you underdress and you're cold. And as we start to transition to colder months, right, when we're chilly, or inappropriately dressed for a cool breeze, we'll hunch forward a lot, right, to keep warm and protect the front of our body. So doing big expansive back bends like this is a really nice way to release that that tension from the front of the body that sometimes sneaks up on us, especially in the winter months when we tend to hunch forward, or in the fall months, right? So you're opening through the chest, the heart, the hips. And there's plenty of different back bends in yoga, right? But I love this one for restorative yoga because it's so simple and it's so supported. So sometimes, when we're standing or kneeling in back bends, it can feel really untethered and like you might tip back. But in this one, right, you know that you're not going anywhere. So you can really just release into the posture rather than having to kind of, make sure that you know where you are in time or space, right? You can let all of that go and just breathe. Let yourself relax just a little deeper. Sometimes also when we're transitioning seasons, we kind of want to hold on to something from that last season. And back bends are a really wonderful, I think, kind of physical manifestation of a cosmic letting go, right? So this is a wonderful, wonderful posture just to practice letting go. Maybe making room for something new, right? A new season, new opportunities. If your knees are bent open in a hip opener, you're going to slowly, gently lift your knees back towards the ceiling so that your feet are on the floor. And if your legs are straight, you're also going to walk your feet back in so that knees are bent, feet on the floor. There's no one way to get out of this, but one technique I like to do is once the feet are on the floor, you're going to lift your hips and then remove a pillow from underneath your middle back so you keep the head supported. And then if you want, you can lift your hips and remove another pillow from the lower back. There's another one there. Then you can slowly slide that pillow out from your head. And you can, if you put a blanket over you, you can keep the blanket on you too. Arms and legs down into your Savasana. And just notice what happens, right? As when we hold that posture and it's so supported, you can kind of forget a little bit like just how much of a back bend and heart opener it is. So then really lying here with your head, your shoulders, your hips on the floor, just allow your back to reset and realign. Right? Really letting the spine sink into the floor. The neck realigns, shoulders drop. As you're ready, you're going to gently make your way up into a seated position again. And from here, we're going to do an elevated leg final Savasana. So you can grab as many pillows as you want. The idea is you're just going to put them underneath your legs so that your legs end up being higher than your heart. And you can do as many as you want or as little as you want. And have fun with it. Whee. Okay. And then as you're ready again, you can place that blanket back over you. Lie down on your back. If you have a chair nearby, you can also place your legs up the chair or up a wall. But the idea here, right, is that the feet and the legs are just a little bit more elevated than the heart. It's really calming, right? Just getting some extra blood into the heart. And then just give your muscles permission to relax. Let your body be still. Relax through the top of your head, the back of your head, your forehead. Relax your face. Unclench your jaw. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Relax through your neck, shoulders, and chest. Soften through the arms and hands. Send a nice slow breath all the way into your fingertips. Let your spine start to relax even more. Back slowly softening onto the floor. Relax through your abdomen and side torso, hips and seat. Relaxing through the legs and feet. Send a nice slow breath all the way into the tips of your toes. Let your feet be heavy. Let your hands be heavy. Head be heavy. Let the floor hold you up. In a minute, we'll start to transition into our journaling or reflection time. You are welcome to leave if that is not your thing. I totally understand. If you don't want to journal, but you want to like listen and reflect, you can just stay as you are in final Savasana. Or if you'd like to put pen to paper and write out your thoughts, you're welcome to just slowly, there's again, no, no perfect way to do this, but I just like to slowly kind of kick my pillows to the side. And then at your own pace, right, you can make your way into a seated position. Maybe grabbing a sip of water or tea. Okay. Beautiful. You can roll out your shoulders or do any motions that feel good to your body. Okay, and then again, if you'd like, you can just have some sort of paper and pen.
Again, there's no journaling experience necessary. I find that often after a yoga class, I'm at my most honest, my most creative, my most compassionate. And so this in particular is a wonderful time to kind of write down some of your thoughts. And as a reminder, nobody has to see this ever. You could even like symbolically, burn it or rip it up afterwards if there's a safe way for you to do it. So you can truly write whatever it is that's on your heart. And sometimes just writing stuff out, I think, helps us to release it. So as always, we're going to start with a very simple prompt, which is simply to write down 20 things that you're grateful for. So it could be, the sun, or a dear friend, or a candle, or a certain food or experience, whatever that is, but just writing down 20 things you're grateful for. Okay. So today is the 28th of November. What do you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of the month? What do you know now that you did not know at the start of September? You're always welcome to continue with a particular journaling prompt if it's really speaking to you. Otherwise, our next question or thing to ponder. So again, in Ayurvedic medicine, there's this term Ritu Sandhi, which is like the conjoining of the seasons, this in-between time. It's usually like the last week of one season and the first week of another season. So we're right in there right now. And again, it's this almost but not quite, kind of an awkward phase where you're not quite sure what to wear or what to eat or drink or whatever that is. And if this speaks to you, this almost but not quite, I invite you to think on something else in your life that feels like almost there but not quite. And perhaps even reflect on how this tradition of Ritu Sandhi, this in between in the seasons, can be true for other parts of our life too. And just naming that in between season. Looking to the season to come, how does fall affect you? How does fall or autumn affect you? Can reflect perhaps on changing day and light patterns, changing weather. Maybe there's a certain association that you have with the season. Maybe in particular, what do you love about fall? And what is not your favorites about autumn? What do you love and maybe not so love about the coming season? Knowing what you know about this coming season and how it impacts you or how it has impacted you in the past, are there any rituals or activities you can add to your fall routine that might make this season more meaningful or a little bit easier to manage? Looking to the month and the season to come, what is one thing that you can maybe set aside or let go of? I think when we think about the autumn season, we often think about changing leaves, falling leaves. And that is, most people think really beautiful, right? To watch the leaves change, but sometimes letting things drop in our own life doesn't feel as beautiful maybe as a tree shedding leaves, but we're reminded through nature that it's natural and necessary. So what can you let go of, let fall in your life this season? And last but not least, I invite you, if you'd like to come up with um, a word, a phrase, a mantra that you can carry with you for the next month. So it could be like, I release my inhibitions the same way that trees release their leaves, or it could just be the word calm or rebirth or whatever that is, right? Again, a word, phrase, or mantra that you can carry with you in the next month. And if you'd like, this is something that you can, like rip out and put around your house or put in your wallet or your back pocket to come back to, or just in your mind's eye. You are always welcome to continue journaling or reflecting. And again, this is something that you can make part of your daily practice, maybe as part of your fall routine, is just keeping a gratitude journal or sort of just giving yourself an opportunity to put pen to paper on what is on your heart. Because sometimes writing it out, right, is just a big release of that, just the same way that, moving your body in yoga can be a big release. And for the sake of time, we will end now. I so appreciate you being here with me. Happy end of September. Happy Tuesday. Hope to see you all soon. Bye, friends.